Fifth grade field day. Yeah. The worst possible combination of factors. Mandatory sports in public. I hated field day. It was the worst day of the whole year. Because for me, fifth grade field day was about the same thing that all other sports were about. Embarrassment mitigation. You know, if you're good at soccer, you dream of kicking that winning goal, or at least, I'm guessing. I don't know. For those of us who weren't good at sports, our dream of dreams was to make it to the end of the soccer game without having the ball passed to us. Yes, that is the goal. Sweet, sweet blamelessness. In a fifth grade field day, there's all these events, and you have to choose your event that you're going to compete in on behalf of your class and see how you do against all the other fifth grade classes. And if you win, you get 3 points, and if you get second place, your class gets 1 point, and Mr. Sands' class going to win? Is Mrs. Bigelow's class going to win? Who cares? We should be learning, everybody. It's hot out here. How about we go back inside? Read a little Phantom Toll Booth, watch a film strip about tadpoles. Which is why for fifth grade field day, it was so important to pick your event carefully. And so I went through the list of events, getting rid of all the events that just had qualifications I did not meet. Stamina, strength, agility, the ability to find another boy willing to tie himself to my leg. Then I saw it. Oh. The tennis ball throw. I could do the tennis ball throw. It's just one throw, I'm not gonna get tired. It's a distance thing, I don't have to be accurate. Half the people I'm competing against would probably be girls. And so I think if I put everything I have into that one throw, I could conceivably place in the middle bottom. Yeah. 8 kids, one from each of the different fifth grade classes. Oh, dare I dream I could get 6th. And I was thinking about this and dreaming about the tennis ball throw when the bad luck of this story comes into play, because I'm sitting on the bleachers next to my teacher, Mr. Sands, who looks over at me and says, as though it were no big deal, "Oh, by the way, I switched your event." What do you mean you switched my event? "Oh, it's not a problem. We just needed a 4th person for the 4-man relay." The 4-man relay. The 4-man relay, Mr. Sands, is the worst possible event you could put me in. It's a running race where you pass the batons to people, and you have to be good at running, and I'm not good at running. And so when I lose this, I'm not just going to lose it for me, I'm going to lose it for the 3 boys who all signed up because they are good at running, and it's going to look to everybody like I signed up because I think I'm good at running. And so my loss is only going to be exacerbated by my hubris, and Mr. Sands, please, you can't make me sign up for the 4-man relay. And Mr. Sands looked me in the eyes, and he said 3 words: "Try your best." Now, from a lot of teachers, these were words of encouragement. Not Mr. Sands. When Mr. Sands said, "Try your best," it was his way of saying, "Leave me alone." Now, Mr. Sands, I can't stand in the single file line because Ms. Brian Graham keeps wiping boogers on my shirt. Try your best. Which is how I found myself down on the track waiting for this race to begin. Now, there are 4 kids on each team. We're all spaced at quarter lengths around the track. And I am 3rd out of our 4. I'm waiting with all the other number 3s, and in the distance we can see that the number 1s have taken off running. And they're running toward the 2s with the batons in their hands, and a cloud of dust is going up behind them. And they've handed the batons to the 2s, and here come all the number 2s around the bend, and I'm looking at my number 2, and I'm thinking, oh, please, trip, fall down, break your leg, something, because I want him to already be losing by the time he gets to me. But he's not. No, they're all dead even. And then I realize the other 3s have this posture of people about to run and grab a baton like this. And how do you even do that? I'm like this or this. And no one has dropped the baton so far, so I'm just focused on the baton. I'm thinking, please don't let me drop the baton. I cannot be the only one to drop the baton. And here comes my number 2. And then I've got the baton. It's in my hand. It's a clean grab. And I take off running. And I am running my absolute fastest, and all the other 3s are running, and they're running their fastest. And their fastest is so much faster than my fastest. It feels like they're running and I'm standing still. The distance between us just keeps growing and growing. And off toward the finish line, I can see my number 4. He's standing there, and he's looking at me, and he's going, come on, what's wrong with you? Come on. So center of the track, and I lie down on the grass on my back and have an asthma attack. Now, I don't actually have asthma. Somehow, in the pharmacopoeia of nerd diseases, I got hay fever, got nosebleeds, never had asthma. So I faked the asthma attack as well as I could. I knew asthma had something to do with breathing, so I kind of went for a while. And my point was to passive-aggressively communicate to Mr. Sands, look what you've done. I told you I can't run in this race, and you forced me to, and now this is on your conscience, sir. And after the race, I wanted the kids to ask me what was going on. And sure enough, they did. They said, what happened? And I had my speech ready. They're like, well, I signed up for the tennis ball throw, and I just wanted to throw a tennis ball. I thought I'd get 6th place. Mr. Sands said, no, you have to run in the running race. I said, Mr. Sands, I can't run in the race. He said, you have to. And so I was on the track, and so I had an asthma attack. And one kid looks at me, and he says, you don't have asthma. Yes, I do. If you have asthma, where's your inhaler? It's not that kind of asthma. I take pills for it. Pills that are made of oxygen. No one believed me. I'd like to think that 5th grade field day somehow shaped the person I ultimately became. Not because I learned some lesson about trying my best, because sometimes try your best is bullshit, isn't it? We teach kids that if they just try their best, they can do anything. But a kid who is a realist knows that's just not true. If I try my best, I'm not going to beat Michael Jordan at basketball. Even now, when he's like 60, I'm still not going to beat him at basketball. And not because it taught me something about running or about being a good competitor. No, I think it shaped who I ultimately became, because now, as an adult, I'm a molecular biologist. And if nothing else, from 5th grade field day, I learned that I need to know a lot more detail about diseases. Thank you.